Hi, this is P. Bama, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Applications, Sayanada Janagimal College, Sivagasi. This video is prepared for the online project which is conducted by Skylabs for the part of the course Machine Learning using Python. So here I have used the data set which is downloaded from UCI repository. The data set is bike rental shop dataset. Here I have used the following packages: Pandas, NumPy, Zbon for drawing, and for model selection, train test split for splitting the data into training set and test set. Here I have used the linear regression model. So the linear regression model, the package is imported. Then the matrix. Finally, for feature selection, I have used RFE model. For loading the data into the data frame using pandas, so I have used read CSV function. The data set I have loaded in my system is d colon. Within that machine learning, the name of the file is day.csv. So CSV means comma separated value. So I have loaded the data into the data frame data. So this is the sample data that I have retrieved. That is, the head function is used to display only the first 5 rows. I can give count within the argument. Then here the shape attribute of the data frame gives how many rows and how many columns. So in my data set there are 731 records are available and 16 features. Then the data types of the features. So these are all the features: the date, season, year, month, whether the day is holiday or weekday or a working day, weather situation, temperature and temperature feeling, humidity, wind speed, casual, registered. This the count is the final output variable. So this count value is a continuous one. So here the supervised learning model, that is linear regression, is I'm going to use. So then the describe function gives the summary of the data. So here the summary of the data is the total number of attributes, rows, then the mean value of the attribute, standard deviation, minimum value, and 25%, 50%, 75%, the maximum value of the attributes. Then the next one is to find, is there any null values in the data set. If there is any null values, we need to remove those null values. In this example, there is no null values. So to find the sum of null values, we have used the data frame name dot is null of test, then sum value. Here for all the attributes, the sum value is 0. That is, no null value is available in the data set. So here data.columns is used to just give the names of all the columns. The columns are the attributes. So here the count is the target attribute. CNT, this is the count of the number of vehicles, two-wheelers are registered. So we can predict this count based upon the training data set. Right. Next, the data frame. Here the count is the target data. So I remove the data from the data set. After removing, here X is the data set and Y is the target value. We feel just to print the head portion of the data set. This is the Y value, this is the X value. Right. After this, here for finding the correlation, I am using the Pearson correlation methods. So this is the function CORR is the function used for calculating the correlation. Here the correlation method is Pearson. So these are the correlation values calculated by the peerless correlation method. So the correlation is used to find the relationship between the attributes and the target value. So the correlation means It is used to find the relationship between the attributes with the target attributes. Here, the target attribute is count. So how this count is related with other attributes. So to find that value, I have used the absolute value of correlation of count with the target. Correlation with the all the attributes with the count, that is the target attribute. So after finding, these are the correlation value of the attributes with the target attribute count. So after finding the correlation, we need to select the features which are closely relevant to the target value. So to find that, we use the features as relevant. Selecting the feature relevant features, I used correlation target function. Here the correlation target value greater than 0.5. So those selected attributes are instant, year, temperature, age temp, casual, register. Count is the target attribute. Here instant is the index of the data set records. So I have removed all the other irrelevant features. That is, the instant is just the index, and remaining features of the data set I have removed. For removing the features, I have used the drop method of the data frame. So here axis equal to 1 means the column. I removed those columns. So after removing the irrelevant features, only the selected features are temperature, a temp, casual, registered. So these are the only 4 relevant features for calculating the count value that I have identified by the value of the correlation. Right. So after setting the X, that is the data set, I have removed unwanted features. That is, I have selected only the 4 features. So with those 4 features, I divide the data set into train and test. Train, test, split. So I have divided it. Here the test size is 0.2. That is, the 20% of data is used as test data. Remaining 80% is used as the training data. So I just filter out the training data. So out of initially the more than 700 records are available. Out of that, 584 records are chosen as the training data, and 147 records are used as a test data. Similarly, the test data value, that is the 700 and 584 records as the test part Y value, and the target value similarly for the test value. Right. After splitting the data into training and test set, I have built the linear regression model. So for building the linear regression model, I have used the linear regression function, the package necessary to importing sklearn linear. Here for this linear regression, the necessary package is from sklearn linear model import linear regression. So within the sklearn package, linear model package, I have within the linear model I have imported the linear regression. By using the linear regression model, I have built the linear regression. Then after building the linear regression model, I have to fit the data with the actual data set. For fitting the model, we use the model fit function. So X train and Y train. So here this is used to build the model based upon the training data set. After building that model, I have measured the accuracy of the model. So for finding the accuracy, use the method score method. So the accuracy model is 1.0. That is, the model is 100% accurate. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for providing this wonderful opportunity by Skyfi Labs. I have learned machine learning using Python in an easier manner. This course is useful for me. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.